Hi, and welcome to another episode of the all new Ttown 411 report and our community conversations. We're broadcasting live from Kinster Banquet Hall, located at 5480 Jug Factory Road here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's a special place for special people for all special occasions. We're also broadcasting live on Soundbooth Radio 106.1 with Soundbooth Radio and Soundbooth 2 with our good friend Mike Wilson. Mike, tell them how can they sound in on Soundbooth Radio and Soundbooth TV.
Sure thing, Daryl. To check us out on the radio side of Sound Booth Radio, just go to your iOS or your Google Play Store, download the Live 365 app. Once you download that Live 365 app, then you go in the search bar and type in Sound Booth Radio 106.1. That'll get you on with us on the radio side of Sound Booth Radio. To check us out on the video side, just go to your Facebook or to YouTube. Type in Sound Booth Radio 106.1. Of course, you can also go on my personal Facebook page, Michael K. Wilson. That'll get you on with us as well.
Well, we got Veronica chiming in, and Veronica give us the update on the COVID update and the monkeypox. You there, Veronica?
Hello.
Hey, you there,
Hey,
Veronica?
Hey. Hey, Daryl. Hey, Mike.
You can go
how
ahead
you
and give
doing?
us the update.
Okay, I'm good. How y'all doing?
Correct.
The COVID-19 update per the New York Times as of today, October 11th, 2022. The latest trends show that an average of 500 cases per day were reported in Alabama in the last week. Cases have decreased by 34% from the average 2 weeks ago, and deaths have decreased by 7%. The monkeypox update per the CDC as of October 11th, 2022. There are 26,778 confirmed U.S. cases, 130 of those in Alabama. Florida has 2,608. Georgia has 1,850. Tennessee has 321. And there must be an error or there's a discrepancy because they left Mississippi out today. So I think that was probably just accidental.
Okay. Well, as always, we give information out relating to um, this program each and every week. And I've lost the disclaimer. I'm gonna have to get the disclaimer back from y'all. And before we go any further, Mike, are we seem like we on time, or do it seem like we behind? What's y'all Facebook page showing y'all?
Actually, look, we right on
Okay,
to me.
Yeah, I see it's on.
okay.
It's lag. For some reason, I'm lagging, but that just probably might be the connection.
But no,
But it's on.
you're gonna get like a 30, 45 second delay
No,
from the
I'm not.
live.
I'm not. Mm-mm. On my laptop, I never delay. So that's why I say it might just be the connection.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
it's not a 45. I think it's just a connection.
Well, it look like we're doing pretty good. As always, we try to say a prayer for everyone, and we want to go ahead and say a prayer for the people tonight. As always, if y'all would just join us in a quick prayer, if you would. Turn my screen around. I got to turn my screen around. There we go. If you would, just join us for a prayer right quick. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to share on this airways and discuss different issues among our friends and families. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for your grace and your mercy. Right now, we want you to go into all the hospitals and nursing homes. We're asking that your son heal the ones that are healing right now. We're asking for your son's healing hand. Heavenly Father, we ask that you go with our doctors and nurses and all the essential workers, that you continue to watch over them and their families as we go through these times right now. Heavenly Father, we're asking that you continue to look over our elderly, continue to bless all our teachers, all our pastors, all our first responders, Heavenly Father. We're praying for the military right now. We're asking that you continue to watch over the people in Ukraine and South Korea and all over this world right now. Heavenly Father, right now we're praying for all our family and our friends. We're asking for your protection for them. We're asking that you continue to watch over us as we continue to discuss information. We're praying for the prisoners right now, Heavenly Father. Continue to look over them and watch out for them. Right now, we're asking that you continue to go with our children and all our school teachers and principals. And Heavenly Father, we just want you, we praying for everybody. Continue to look over them as as we continue in this life journey. In your son Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen. Amen.
Amen.
So
Amen.
look like we on there. I know I'm just
Yeah,
checking on.
it is. It
Okay.
is because I just seen that it the mine is still going, but it's my connection because I see my it keeps making me load. So yeah, it's my
Your
Wi-Fi
son
connection. You know how
Jesus Christ's
Xfinity is.
name.
It's
Okay.
okay.
Amen.
Oh, good. Want to say hello to Vanessa Dream, Michael, my good cousin. That's my cousin, Vanessa Prince. How you doing, cuz? Thank you for chiming in with us tonight. We didn't want to have a conversation specifically tonight. I did have one, but I just didn't want to announce it, so we just gonna keep it open conversation tonight. But want to say hello to all the Central High School girls football team. The coach wants us to come out and do a live show from them on next Thursday. And we're going to try to do that, giving people a chance to chime in on the program. Like I was telling Mike earlier, Veronica, I mean, my phone has plenty of space, so we shouldn't have any delays or anything with the program tonight. But just in case we do, we won't be as long tonight as we normally be. But we're gonna try to make sure we can correct things and make sure we get things back up and running. I thought I was going to do a private show from our community conversation. Once we had started doing the private show from the private group, we didn't have those problems. We didn't have those problems. So we're gonna continue to do what we do and we'll get it done.
Right. If it goes smoothly, then you know that it probably was that the memory the memory was full because when the memory is full, everything goes haywire as far as being able to maintain stuff just not loading properly, being able to even pull up certain things. So
Yeah, but we also got our suspicion, and we ain't gonna talk about that on the program.
Yeah, we gonna keep on good tonight.
We're gonna try to stay on the show. We can have our suspicion, so we're gonna talk about that. I really wanted to do a show on breast cancer awareness. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this topic is something that we can talk about day in and day out because it's beginning to affect real close family and friends, real close family and friends, and and I would like to just make sure I have more uh, details. And Veronica, you can help out with this. We could probably do that on Thursday instead of tonight. But
okay,
that's we always try to
okay,
keep
yeah,
people.
I'll get the dates for sure because usually the month of October is when DCH does it for anybody for any women. There's a certain day for Hispanics. There's a certain day for everybody, but then they don't turn anybody around. To my knowledge, there's certain days that they give the free mammograms that
Oh,
may be low cost now, but I think it's still free.
okay. Well, that'll be good
That's
information.
something we definitely need. Also, not necessarily breast awareness, but it goes in the same realm of Saturday. This coming Saturday on the 15th. I think it's at 10 o'clock at Bowers Park. They're having a domestic violence um, like rally. I guess you want to call it that at Bowers Park. Um, and they're asking that everybody come on out and help support. Going to be some performances out there, and they're asking that anybody who come out wear purple in honor of domestic violence. So um, I think that's a very good cause, and um, it's early enough in the day. Alabama don't play Tennessee till 2:30, so yeah, I can step out there to the park for a little bit. And we've been having some very pleasant days here in town. I think we're supposed to have some rain tomorrow, and then after that, it's supposed to be sunny again. So, uh, looking like we might have the weather participate in it as well.
Um, okay, Darren. Just speaking of the everybody, women, men as well. The breast cancer awareness month.
Hmm.
You know, there's so many things going on different months, and a lot of times like pink represents that, and sometimes different colors represent. different things. Like I think it's purple for lupus. But I am able to see that DCH will offer those for free. It'll be October 10th, Monday, October 10th, which was yesterday.
Mm.
And then so there's another day though. It's Monday, October 24th. So I'm surprised it's the 10th. I see it's on the WBRC website, and maybe it was on WVUA, and I just didn't see it. I do see that they will still be free, but I do see now where they're saying that the age is 25 and older. The free screenings are for women who are 25 years old and older. No health insurance is required, and they do request women who want to get free screening um, live in the BCH area. The screenings will be at 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. on the 10th and the 24th, and there's a link on the WBRC Fox 6 website where you can click on to register. And I'm sure there's probably a link on the there's definitely probably a link on the DCH website.
Okay. Well, we need to definitely get that and share that announcement for our show, and
Mm-hmm.
then just put it out there for regular Facebook people to, to
Yeah,
know.
start making just putting it on. I think I'm just gonna start posting it. It doesn't specify no any race or ethnicity, which is good. So just go. It just should be for anybody, especially since it's free. Low income people, people who may not have insurance, they'll be able to go. We missed one day, but there's a second day that people can get it done, which is the 24th, 5 till 7. So I'm thinking that I guess they put five to still saying in the DCH area, which we still know DCH usually covers about 7 counties. But those when they have those breast cancer awareness screenings, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people usually come.
But
A
that's
lot of
good.
people show up.
That's good. That's good.
Hmm.
Well, let's talk about this past Saturday, Alabama versus Texas A&M Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Go Tide.
What you think, y'all?
We're rolling, jumping, hollering, screaming.
What?
I don't know. I don't know. We not. Let me just be honest. If even if Bryce is back, I don't know because any team that knows you have an injury, especially injury to a Heisman quarterback, not necessarily that it hurt want to hurt him, but when you play football, you get hurt. Without an injury, you can get hurt. And they're going after the injury. I don't care what anybody says. So they tend to go after the injury. You're playing football, so I'm hoping that he's prepared and he's ready because I just don't think we can do it with Miro. And that's not the same thing bad about him because people love to say, well, he this, he that. You have to look at the facts. Did not protect the ball. And when you look at the close-ups, I couldn't even get mad at Gary Daniels. The boy was holding the ball loosey goosey. He
Yeah,
was
he
not
was
holding,
talking.
and I don't know. I mean, it was just the ball was just out there. I even made a post like I always do, like y'all need to hire Trent. Trent needs a job. Hire Trent just told him how to protect the ball. He was the best ball carrier that you ever had besides Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's in the NFL right now. He does it. That was just uncalled for the fumbles, and then I think it was with Gibbs when the helmet hit the ball. That was kind of like a it just kind of like it just had to me that was kind of that wasn't controllable at all because when you saw the replay, the helmet actually hit the ball. The player didn't even swipe it. It was his helmet, and it was just kind of a fluke play. And things happen like that when other teams are playing us. They kind of get these fluke plays, like with Manziel. Some of his plays that weren't supposed to work out worked out. Some of the plays that were tipped that were supposed to be knocking you thought definitely were not. They were still caught. So that was just to me a kind of fluke turnover.
I agree with you as far as that the running back fumbling the ball. I also agree with you with Jalen Milrow. Um, I still think that we had a rather compressed playbook. They was, and I can't believe I'm saying this. They were so run heavy that it was like, I mean, sometimes I need to throw the ball. But I also got to go ahead on and say that I do think that had it not been for all the turnovers, the game would not have been as close as it was,
It would have been a
in
blowout.
my opinion.
I think it would have been a blowout.
It
After
wouldn't have been. God, they capitalized 14 points, not three, not six, but 14. And then the missed kicks. That's enough. That's the two split speaks.
But yeah,
But those even as far as that, I can say that happened. Because
yeah,
and I'm gonna be honest with you, I think the morale was at a point of like kaput. And so those missed kicks, that happens. That happens. We've had kickers who miss. 10 out of 20 kicks, 10 out of 15 kicks. That even with a great kicker, even with a good kicker, we have a really decent kicker. He's made 50, 52, something like that.
Right.
So that happens, and I really, those were 6 points that was left out there. But like I said, by the time they rolled around, I know at least one of them, those fumbles like that, you got to pat the guy and keep him pepped up. But after that second one, and they scored 14, I think team morale was down. I'm like, we definitely need Bryce back.
Yeah.
We
Where the
need
deep?
that, and I'm not putting that all on Miro. The team morale was down, but think about it. Even though he played last week, this was the first time he started in a big time game from start to finish, where we're supposed to expect him to get a little revenge.
And every aspect of that, I agree with you. I think that the lights was just a little bright for him right there on that particular because he threw some very good balls
Right.
that you know what I'm saying. So you can see the potential there. He just probably need a little bit more
If he
work,
did it,
a little bit of something to lower, let him be more confident in the pocket. But the one thing that I took from that was Alabama can really run on people if they really want to. Not just between the tackles either. Which is what I'm saying. Like, man, we ain't got to run it all the time between the tackles, especially with the speed we got. Let's hit them corners sometime and stretch everything out. So
yeah,
that I try to take some good things from it, but I also take the bad things from it. And most of it was the turnovers, and the turnovers led to
Points.
frustration, which led to penalties. Um, and I got to give a props of their wide receiver, Musa Muhammad's son. And it really truly, like, you know what I'm saying, he every bit of his daddy, from what I can see, because he made some catches that I didn't think that he should have made personally. And yeah, they only had two people that kept them in that whole entire game, in my opinion. A-Chain and Muhammad.
Well, their quarterback didn't really look a whole lot. Let's give praise where praise was due, because the praise really goes to that defense. Alabama
hmm
defense played the game.
hmm I think
Um,
sometimes they don't praise the defense as much because even though the defense basically carried that game, they won that game for us because on opportunities where we was kind of like really shook, they still stepped up. I think a lot of people maybe don't notice that because we've always been so defensively dominant, and the past couple of years our defense, even when they were good, they haven't been the 12 to 16 good. And I think sometimes people tend to overlook their job and the things that they do to keep us in some of these games.
well, they kept us in this one. They
They
kept us in
definitely
this one.
did. They definitely did. And see, I hope just that they don't get worn out because Tennessee, the people keep saying you're underestimating, I mean, that we overestimate stuff. My thing is, if you look over the years, Bama has kind of taken a step down as far as how talented we're used to seeing each year. The domination is kind of down. And at the same time, other SEC teams, not just other teams in college, which they have too, but other SEC teams have finally stepped up. And with A&M having the best recruiting year ever for anybody, even though some they were freshmen, they still expected them to be better than they are. So imagine had they been better than they are.
Well,
And
I,
Jimbo just can't take criticism because a lot of their fans were saying, "Have we been a little bit better? Oh, that class, it may not be telling just yet, but it's going to jail." And I truly do believe that. And I think with Tennessee, I think they're ready to smoke some cigars. Their offense is almost prolific to me. The defense, if our defense can stand up, we got a chance with Tennessee, especially if Price plays. But the Tennessee offense this time, they're clicking. They're clicking. I don't care what anybody says. That Tennessee offense is clicking, and the defense ain't slacking. They're just not. They're just not their offense. I wouldn't put them on the same level as their offense. But hey, when you got a prolific offense, sometimes defense can rest.
well, I hadn't seen him play this year, but I think it's going to be an interesting game. Um,
Alabama actually they remain the schedule is extremely tough.
It is.
As far as if we're
Mississippi.
just looking at just ranked teams, I think they playing three ranked teams. Um, coming up, they have Tennessee, who's ranked. They have Mississippi State that's ranked.
Oh,
Ole Miss that's ranked. Um, and after that, you gonna have
got LSU.
LSU and Auburn.
I hate flipping of our schedules. I'm so used to playing Ole Miss like kind of used to be like a few years ago middle schedule, and then you put them up to like the second and third, and third kind of like third. Now all of a sudden they're down there when we get the meat of our schedule now. LSU, Tennessee, East or Ole Miss in the mix. And Mississippi State is always one of those teams where they can get you if you don't watch them. And people looking at what the games that they're lost, but I'm looking at the games that they won. Mississippi State is not nobody to play with.
Nope.
Actually, I think Mississippi State is undefeated right now. I think Mississippi
They're
State
not
has
defeated.
They lost one.
Mississippi State is not. Yeah, Mississippi State's
okay,
not
okay.
undefeated.
Ole
I
Miss
know
is
Ole Miss is
undefeated.
undefeated.
I, any given day, let's just take this Texas A&M game. Okay, we overcame adversity with four turnovers, but
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
some teams you won't be able to do that.
Right.
Some teams you won't be able to do that. But I seen what people were saying. Hey, the Nero he was a hero the week before, and then when he don't produce this particular week, everybody's on top of him. Um, he's only 18, 19 years old. Well, I'm gonna just say this. I'm not gonna hold him to no excuses. He made some mistakes. Like you say, he was holding the ball out. That's what other players do. Remember, the ones that called it were freshmen. The ones that called these fumbles were freshmen. So they
But he's a
did
freshman. He's a
right,
redshirt freshman himself.
right.
So
So they playing on
uh,
the same level. It was just a mistake. Even pros do this. I mean, they were hitting the ball with the helmets. They were doing what they were trained to do. I give them credit on that. They were doing what they're supposed to do.
yeah, I
What's
agree.
What's funny is
That
that Mississippi State lost to LSU. I mean, they lost by 15, and LSU has not been. But when they came back, they beat A&M by 18 points. They beat Arkansas by 23 points. That's why I say people keep kind of looking up at Mississippi State, and Mississippi State is under the radar, but not too much. Not so far under the radar because they manhandled A&M and Arkansas.
Well,
We struggled with both of them, and we won Bryce played. We had Bryce for most of our, well, not most of it,
but no, I
but
think
the first
we did pretty good against
we
them.
had him the first quarter.
First
But
half, really.
we had him, we had him. I know the first quarter he went out in the second quarter. So what I'm saying is that 40-17 Mississippi State, A&M, and I know they're gonna play up because it was a rivalry thing, all the stuff that went on with Jimbo and all that. But a lot of times people will make excuses and they have on crystal colored glasses, and I'm like, because I'm one, but I'm gonna look at stuff realistically. I know any given, it's like Daryl said, any given Saturday, it's just like any given day, NFL, any given day. And when these teams know your situation, they know the health of your team. It's definitely any given day, and that's why I say, for those who want to say we would have done better with Arkansas, probably so. Maybe I think so, but we just don't know for a fact because we didn't. It didn't go that way. And Mississippi State played them like they were in control. When they played A&M, they were in control.
I simply like to say about A&M, and this is gonna be my last thing saying. Yeah, what I don't like about A&M is when they get in the fourth quarter and they starting to look at the clock. For some reason, they tend to like to lay down on the field. So they can say they little timeouts. I do not like that. They did that last year. They turned around and did it again this year, and I think there's something need to be done about that. But hey, that's just me. I'm ready to move on with it because somebody probably don't feel that same way. Oh, they injured, but you can't be injured I'm talking about laying out there, feeling like looking like they're gonna have to stretch you off the field, and then the next play you was back out there. So something ain't right with that to me. And then you do that multiple times in the game. So it just don't look right to me.
One thing about Mississippi State, whom Alabama playing, especially since Coach Leach been the coach, he comes in, he's letting you know he's going to throw the ball. And these last couple of years, Bama has had his number for his coverage, interceptions after interceptions, and Will Rogers just, I think he got a little smarter now, because he will tuck it and run a little bit now. And they running game hasn't improved a little bit. But Mississippi State has always, in the last few years, always had a good defense. So my thing is, maybe we probably don't want to overlook the defense compared to what they are bringing offensively. Tennessee, I see some improvement. Look, I'm just saying that we got a defense, and some of the stuff that you see on these plays that they've been doing on other schools, I just see Bama much more productive. I mean, to me, it was like the defense was like playing whatever they wanted to play, because Will Anderson and Dallas Turner and all them guys, they was in there. The few plays they got, really, the plays they got, look like once we fumbled the ball, the defense said, shh, like, damn, man, come on. And then,
I see that. I can see that happening because every time they fumble the ball, it's like all of a sudden now we got to we got to go back out there on the field real quick.
right,
Especially because each and every time we was actually moving the ball.
right.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's a turnover. Dang, you got to go out there. And
We'll get tired.
They get tired, and they just wasn't ready for to go back out there, which is why they scored 14 points off turnovers. Actually, was it 21 points? I think they scored 21 points off all three of them.
It was 14. They only had 7. They only had 20 points.
Yeah,
they only
right. Right,
they couldn't drive the field for real until the end of the game, which is when the defense legitimately was tired.
Yeah,
and he was making those throws, and once again it was the two wide receivers. Actually, with the A-chain he was running, and then you had Muhammad who was catching the pass, and then you had number 1 over there. Can't think of his name, but I think he was a transfer in, and he was catching everything, and he actually was the one that they was going to on the last play.
right.
So, yeah, like Nick said, A&M is a very good school. Let's not take nothing away from them. They had the ball to bounce. And to be honest with you, I've been looking at games all season long that people, like last night, for instance, Kansas City, which is my team, they won by 1 point. That's just different. It's been like that a whole lot this season because everybody has stepped up.
It's competitive
to these teams.
It's competitive,
and that's pro and in college.
It's competitive. And
I think Georgia too. Nobody, even though we're not the champions, I felt like Georgia was due. I always feel like whoever the championship team is due respect to be number 1. But I understand that they look at who's going to the NFL and who's not. And we've always said the past couple of years, Alabama has a young team. This year, Alabama truly legitimately has a young team. There are very few big names on that team. Bryce's name and Will Anderson, their names carry that team. Gibbs, his name is starting to carry the team. We don't really have some people probably don't know the whole front. They probably don't know any of the names of the line. So we do have a young team.
Offensive linemen get the least respect out of anybody
Well, I'm just saying, as far as a young team, we do legitimately have a young team this time, and we say that a lot. But no, a lot of people just don't know a lot of the names on either side of the ball, and why would you say is that important? Well, you know names because you know who's carrying the team. You know names because you know who's the leader in the locker room. You know names because you know the leaders of the team. So we really truly do have the transfer portal has been good. So hopefully our run game continues to develop. We do truly have a young team, and it shows in more ways than one. And it shows that if they continue to focus, that it'll be an even better team once they've gotten this season under their belts. But I do appreciate the fact that we did have a backup. I know the third string quarterback, they say he's a pretty good thrower. He's a great thrower. But there's something about Jalen Murrow that he is second string. So whatever it is, he's there. And Nick is no dummy. So I'm hoping that the sloppiness can be cleaned up. And maybe they can do this kind of thing where they use Bryce if they need to. The way I've watched Tennessee and the way they play, I really hope we can just use Bryce the whole game. But hopefully maybe they can do some things because it's their offense. Their offense is a lot better, and there have been seasons where their offense has been good anyway, but they just haven't been able to just get it together. To take it to football playoff level. So they are good. I'm not going to even take away from what I've seen with them, but I'm hoping that Alabama does is focus. I hope they get Bryce back, and I hope they go out there and perform like they did when they had to play Georgia the first time. Because what I really truly feel is what it's looking like. God forbid we slip up Saturday. But if we do, I'm looking like if we can carry the West, who knows? If Tennessee beats Georgia, that's a second meeting in the SEC championship. And it's the same thing happened last year. But except this time, it could even be a third meeting with Tennessee. If they get us and they get Georgia slips up, well, we're meeting them in the SEC championship as long as we don't slip up again. And if we can get them there, then that's another. That's why they wanted to drive that 12-team playoff thing because that's again it's another two teams. If we get past them, and if Georgia gets past them, you still may have two SEC teams again. So I'm thinking if things go okay, Bryce comes back and everything's okay. If we win the West, we could possibly see Tennessee 3 times this season. Because Georgia not playing, they lost a lot of people too, and they still being dominant, but they let Kent State put up 22 points. They lost to Missouri. I mean, they beat Missouri by 4. Nobody's giving them crap for beating Missouri by 4 the way we catching crap for beating A&M by 4. And like you said, Darryl, we had to come over some adversity. Missouri hasn't looked tip top this season. Nobody gave Georgia any kind of crap. You didn't hear anything about it. Commentators, talking heads, nobody gave them crap about winning by 4
That's true.
to Missouri.
That's true. And Missouri took them all the way, didn't?
Yeah, yeah. Nobody. It's always Bama will still be the standard. It doesn't even matter who the champ is. And now they want to talk about us being 3. Like I said, honestly and truly, with the team with what Georgia what they had leaving, we had a lot to leave. What they had coming back, I feel like they should have been number 1. But actually, they put that on our back. They put that on our back.
Being 2 or 3 right definitely now because they definitely play harder when they not ranked number 1.
Right.
In my opinion.
And to me, Mike, that means it's kind of like they put stress on them. Like, why would you do that? Like, okay, Georgia had lost some people. They didn't lose that many people. They kept quite a few. Why would they not be ranked number 1? And I know those polls don't really matter, but I'm not going to sit here and say the College Football Playoff Committee does not look at those polls.
Well, Georgia was ranked number 1 for a couple of weeks. And then Alabama took over number 1 again after the Arkansas game. And then
but when we came into the season, Bama was ranked 1.
Yeah,
and then we came into the season ranked 1. That to me, that was disrespect to Georgia, to be honest.
Well, they do it to Bama every year because every year most
they
years
put that pressure on you. They put that pressure on you. Bama, they rank Bama even if there's another champion. They're gonna put Bama. They may do them too, but there have been other seasons where there was another champion. I think even when LSU won, they brought Bama in at 1.
Well, they knew LSU. That was a fairy tale season.
It's just, but I mean, it's just not being nitpicky about why and why. Just saying that's what they do, and that puts pressure on our team along with the fan pressure. along with the pressure to their own pressure, their desire to win. They ain't playing out there just to be playing for the fans, like a lot of us like to think. A lot of those are pressure components that have been being put on them, and it's like they're not helping it by doing that. I just feel like any team that's as good as Georgia was last year, they should have been ranked number one until they proved otherwise.
Right. I agree with that. I agree with that. But like you
Hey,
said, ain't nobody said anything about. Like you said, ain't nobody said nothing about the fact that Missouri.
Right.
Ohio State can jump both Alabama and Georgia, correct?
I think so. They might be two.
they number two.
Okay. I think it was
They
some.
they gonna do their best to keep Ohio State in the top four anyway, because that's they golden school. They want them to
They want them.
play
They
up
want
every
them
year.
afforded every opportunity to get into the playoffs.
What?
Absolutely.
What you got?
Uh,
You got Michigan looking
and,
pretty
and
good. You got
this year
Ohio State looking good.
they actually got competition that they ain't had, like USC undefeated right now, and UCLA is
Right,
undefeated,
right.
and that they collision courses with Ohio State and Michigan. Um, so them four schools, I can I can I can foresee them all canceling each other out.
Well,
But who
well,
knows?
that
That's
was
just how it is.
well. That
And
just
no
happened.
one at all is talking about Clemson.
I
And
definitely
Clemson,
say
I think, is fine.
that's a sneak. That's a sneaker right there. Clemson is a sneaker. Dabo is starting to click with that with the quarterback now. You know that guy couldn't throw.
The problem with Clemson is Clemson don't really play anybody, and that's the reason why folks not really looking at them.
Well, you know what? I really think Florida State gonna get him more of a game than they've had in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State began looking pretty good too.
Daryl, I know right now you got up the vote banner.
Mm-hmm.
I want to kind of transition from the football to the and I just found this out myself that some of the city council people, I know that Councilman Lanier is having community.
Hold on one
Uh,
second. Let me take this call before you do that. Hold on.
okay,
You there, caller? Mike, you there?
I'm here.
Veronica, you still there?
I'm here.
Okay. Whoever it was that called, please call 310-6067. 310-6067. Call that line. I'm still having problems with the merging calls on my phone, so Mike can take that phone call. But go ahead, Mike.
I was just saying that actually having some of these community uh um uh like, well, I was in conversation, but they're actually having community meetings in different parts of the community. I know Councilman Lanier is doing that right now. He had one on yesterday, park in the Parkwood side of this district, and I think the next one is going to be in Skyland Park. Um, but the problem that I'm having with it is that not a lot of people know about it. I want to say maybe 12 people showed up at the Parkwood, um,
Parkwood or Parkside?
Parkside,
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, community meeting, and I feel like that's going to be used some way, shape, or form to say, well, we try to have these meetings and don't nobody show up. But the flip side of that is a lot of folks don't know about it. So, when they use this platform to just let you know, be on the lookout. They having little community meetings, and if you want to go and voice your grievances uh, uh, even tell them that they're doing a good job, even. Um, be on the lookout for that so you can know when to go and see and talk to them. Like I said, the next one's supposed to be in Skyland Park somewhere. Not exactly sure when, but Um, I guess you can look at um, Catch Lanier's page. He should be able to let you know something that way.
That's all I said. Did they put this in the water bill? Did they put it on Facebook or anywhere?
Well, I was told about it. Actually, I was told about it today. Lady T told me about it. She's like, "Did you know that there was?" I said, "Absolutely, I didn't know about it." And I'm wondering how many other people didn't know about it. You can do Facebook. Facebook is fine, but a lot of times you get the notification for Facebook a day after the event. So that's not necessarily. You have to put that stuff out there early enough for it to get to people.
Is TUG still community aware, community strong, or whatever whatever it used to be? Because I would think there's some there are certain types of free announcements that can be made when they're promos and stuff like that, or public service announcements.
Well, with that being said, they have a partnership with Lanier Automotive, so I really truly think that a phone call from him to TUG would get that information out there. So we just requesting that's one of the venues that you use to get it out there, so that everybody can know, so they can come to these meetings and talk to you. And we strongly suggest that all other city council people do the exact same thing in their districts, so that they can see what the people want and need.
Well, let me just come join that part and just add just a little bit. Sometimes you can offer. Sometimes the system just ain't gonna help you do what you need to get done. I'm gonna just put it straight out. I mean, you and I and Veronica just said couldn't have been in the water bill. It's like some things they make so difficult that it's so easy. It's like now if the mayor was saying he was gonna have a town hall meeting, it'd have been on the news, it'd have been in the water bill, it'd have been on Facebook, it'd have been on all other types of resources or sources to get the word out. From my experience, for as council people resources to get the word out, it's not like that. For some reason, it's not able to be announced on TV or in the water bill or you know basically he probably just used his Facebook page just to get enough or went door to door or put flyers out or whatever. It just to me a lot of times they just don't put the money where it need to be put at. Now I don't know. I can't vouch for what resources they use to get the word out this time. But sometimes there is a uphill battle to do the things you want to do to accomplish for your community. It's an uphill battle. I can vouch for that. It's like you have to twist arms and tear necks off to just get something done sometimes. And it just seems like it's a system problem. It ain't probably the individuals. The some council people go in wanting to make a impact on the community, want to do what's best, want to keep them informed, want to hear the cries and the do's and the don'ts. But at the same time, you got a system that's saying, "Oh, we can't afford to do that," or "That ain't in the budget," or "We'll try to do it next time." You're gonna hear a lot of that.
Now, I mean, because see that budget thing is the thing that gets me. Um, it seems to me that when they're doing the budget, because they can do it any other time they want to do it. What's wrong with setting aside money per district to allow people to do this? Because I understand that the city council people, they if they want to do something, the venues, they have to rent these venues. They don't just give them to them.
Right.
So if they have to go rent a para facility, for instance, they got to rent that para facility, and so maybe they get a discount. Maybe it might be $60 for 4 hours or something to that aspect. But I guess those city council people are like, well, why should that come out of my pocket? And people might show up, and they might not show up.
It,
Well, if
it's
if if there's budgeted an amount to have city meetings with people in your district, then you can advertise and let people know in your district, hey, we're having a meeting on this day. Everybody who wants to come on out, and we're gonna have it over here, and all that stuff be paid for. Now it don't seem like it's such a big hill to climb, in my opinion.
well, everybody got that discretionary. They have a discretionary fund now. What they can use it on, I don't really know. I think it's a $10,000 discretionary fund that each council person have. I'm not sure what's all under that discretionary fund that they can use, but at the same time, I agree. You have to make an effort. You do have to make an effort to get the word out. But I'm gonna just be honest with you. You can get the word out, and still 10, 12 people might show up. I don't,
That's true. That is true.
Yep.
it just sometimes we
Yep.
just not we have our complaints and we still ain't gonna show up to do anything. Um, and that just protect that just saying it for all the council people. Like I said, if the bear would have came on and said he having town hall meeting and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 locations, news coverage, radio coverage, uh, newspaper coverage, all avenues of resources is there. But when it comes to the council people, it's just Facebook or word of mouth. Might get on radio station and make an announcement maybe here and there. Um, but it's good to do that. It's good to try to meet with the constituents, hear what's going on. Because if you know on the county level, they don't give a F about you, regardless of what's going on. What your tax dollar need to be done with. You don't hear anything. I'm still saying we don't hold our county commissioners up to
Mm.
to the same level as we do our city council because our tax dollars is still paying those salaries, just like the funds that they use to build roads and pave roads or whatever it is. We don't get no response. You don't get no answer. You don't get no letter. You don't get no announcement. No Facebook. No nothing. Email. What did we get from any of them?
Darryl, I think that you're quite right about that. When it comes down to it, whenever there is a problem, the first thing we go run into is the city council and the mayor. Uh, but a lot of this stuff is a county problem, and no one even looks toward county commissioners for anything pertaining to some of the roads that are in Tuscaloosa County. And the if you ask me, it seems like they follow suit to like the county school board.
Hmm.
They follow suit. Hey, we don't have to answer to y'all.
Don't have to
We
answer to
do
nobody.
Well,
what we
that's what I was about to say there. Like I said, sometimes if they use resources to have the meetings, I don't think many of them are going to try to really push the resources to have the meetings because when you think about it, when you go to the city council, they don't listen to you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So people feel like, okay, you're not listening to me amongst your peers, other council people, and the mayor. So what are you going to do? Just have this meeting for face? Some of them don't know how to talk to you in an actual city council meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So who wants to go and meet with them somewhere in the community and talk to them? They don't even know how to talk to you once they get that position, get elected. They don't know how to talk to people then. And then they quick to say, oh, we're not answering the questions. It's basically like city councils for you just come and have your grievance. Let them sit there and look at you sideways with their head turned in the air. Six fails, throw his hands or throw whatever stupid thing he gonna do. Pull a Tommy Tuberville out of his pocket, whatever he's gonna do. And then you leave there basically with very few answers. That's what I get. Even when there's something like with the districts, when we're having that, people will ask them questions and they act like their job is not to answer questions. They're just there to hear your grievances.
I
So
agree.
why hear my grievance if you can't answer the question. You're just going to tell me what the solution is and don't accept the input of the folks that put you in the office.
That's true.
So who wants to go to a council meeting? I'm thinking, what you having this meeting for? You don't have no kind of pull to help us speak up when we down there in the host at the city meeting.
You know, we were talking about budget a few minutes ago. I think Matthew Wilson made the news, or made some uh, councilman Reverend Matthew Wilson made some comments about things he didn't agree with in the budget a couple of weeks ago, and it's like he was blackballed, or something went on. I didn't get a chance to get all the details about it, but he was the only one, from my understanding, that was concerned about what way some of the tax dollars were going pertaining to the budget. And so, I mean,
he probably got that. How dare you ask? How dare you question me treatment?
yes,
I bet the president. I bet the council president knows.
yes,
Who is simply a council member like everyone else. Only difference, council president. I bet he knows.
Right.
I bet 3 and 4 know. The only ones who don't know, I bet you, is 1, 2, and 7. And they may even know. They probably even know.
I would say
but they probably know, but they know as much as they want them to know.
Yes. Because I do think that they hit the what they call them, the freshman council people, with that. Oh well, y'all just new here, so y'all just sit here and ride the ride, and we'll handle everything, and just vote yes to us, and with us, and everything will be all right. And it hadn't went that way exactly on everything, but you know what I'm saying, it is like they you can tell that there's a little bit of gunshyness there. They're like, well, I really don't know much about this. And they try to make you feel like, why you want to, this common sense stuff. And it's not common sense stuff, because the question is, how many of those people that have been in that on that city council for a lot of years know about it? And when we talking about district lines for a second, how many of them people actually knew what they were doing when it came down to drawing those district lines?
They didn't. They did. The community knew more. Members of the community knew more. But for those members of the community who didn't know more, it wasn't necessarily their job to know more, but it was the council's people's job. And if you didn't know and you had members of the community who were educated on it, you should have been receptive to it and listened. You shouldn't have just said, okay, I'm hearing you, I hear y'all, but at the end of the day, I'm going to do what he tell me to do.
I agree. But once again, once they get in those seats, the city council seats, some reason they feel as though they have been set up on a pedestal. And I'm gonna be as fair as to say not all of them think that, but I would say that most of them do feel like, hey, we're on the pedestal, and you can't know more than what we know. We're in these positions, so we're the smartest of all of y'all. So don't question us. We'll make the decision for you. We'll tell you what y'all need.
And the funny part about it, some of the members of the community get the rules that they have set and use those rules to confront them with them. And they're like, how dare you? So you got half of a council that mad that you know, and another half that's not really mad that you know, but mad that they don't. I won't even say mad, but almost a little shy that they don't know. So we prefer you keep it quiet so that they don't look like they've been exposed as not knowing. Instead of being open to learning. Because any position that's new to you, you're going to have to learn, even if you've been trained. Firemen still have to learn. Teachers still have to learn. Nurses still have to learn. Every 2 years, we got to get continuing education. Gets on my nerves. Feels like to me it's just a way for them to get money from us. Every 2 years before we get those licenses, we got to learn. We got to show that we would study something else over again. 24 hours worth of some type of continuing education. What? So why do these council people not get some type of some type of training. They say that they have something, I guess, for the freshmen or whatever. So one of them didn't even know about it when we talked about it.
Yeah, that's supposed to be some sort of orientation. And what I was going to say was, I worked in the technical field, and we had to do a retrain every so many years. And y'all can go and look. Like the technology we're using right now to put on this podcast was not around 5-10 years ago. So we had to learn how to be able to hook stuff up so that you can even start doing this. You know, at first it was only what you call it, when you call people on the phone, it was Skype. Skype was the big thing. Now you got so many different platforms. It's not. We had to learn all about that kind of stuff. Point being, if someone who works in the technical field, or someone who works in the medical field, or someone who works as a fireman, Daryl, you were a police officer, and you had to go to the academy. When you came out the academy and they put you in a police cruiser and sent you on the streets, did they let you go by yourself?
No.
Because what? You still needed training, right?
Correct.
That's the whole entire thing. Most things that you learn in the classroom are not practical settings. Most things that you learn in the classroom, and I'm saying this for the city council too, if they could have gone to the orientation, okay, if everything was doing by the letter and they ain't changed not one thing up, maybe it would have worked like that. But somebody always doing some sort of tweaking. And you got to learn how to be able to work around and be adaptable to certain new things. And I don't see the city council, the mayor, the county being adaptable to changing times just in the city, in Tuscaloosa County. And that's, once again, my opinion. So please don't cut us off.
Well, let's take a few minutes and see some of the comments we got. Tonight was the first time I can really see some comments coming in. There's been quite a few. See what Kyle Porter been talking. I want to say hello to my good friend Chris Fritz. He chimed in with us. Bridget Drew Nelson, how you doing? Thanks for chiming in. Patricia Sunshine, she's chimed in with us. Thank you, thank you. Lala, she's chimed in with us. Tina Sanders, Betty Hopkins, Vanessa Minor, all those that chimed in, and quite a few comments relating to the football game as well as anything we're talking about has been mentioned through some of the comments. And just want to say, hey, you can call in 310-6067. Once again, Kyle Porter mentioned something about Jackson, Mississippi. People are being ripped all the way. Uh, some have gotten bills upward of $17,000. No one that I've heard have gotten one under $300 since the crisis they recently had and are still being overcharged. I kind of chimed into the news about that, and he's right. He said something about residents facing high water bills amid crisis. I ain't want to play it yet, so I just will look more into it. And we was talking about, the people not answering to the call of the citizens of each district. Um, Once again, the budget don't seem like it was talked about much this year as it has been in the past, as far as where the money going. I think city employees might have got a raise. I didn't really get a chance to look at it myself, so I do want to say I think some of the city employees did get, well, the city employees, not just some, got a raise. What else? I, I I really don't know. I thought Lala might have been on top of it this time, as far as the budget goes. But and I seen where can't think of the young man's name. African American um, engineer. He got an African American engineer. I think over the what department that is. It ain't public. I think it's public works. It might be something else. They changed names so many times. I can't tell you. But a lot going on, and Chris, he chimed in with us a couple times that we had talked back here when we was talking about the prison situation going on, the strike and mistreatment um, of the young man, um, or what appeared to be. But let me just bring this to y'all attention, since y'all y'all I kept telling y'all might want to watch that GoFundMe account, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I know they met the amount that they were looking for, but I meant to tell y'all a week or two ago they they took it down, and there were rumors, or there is something going on saying that some of the funds were being misused, and yeah, it's. And I guess the question is now, where's the money?
So when they say some of it, what do they mean? They didn't give any details of how it was misused, or
They,
what, or in their opinion, how
I,
it may have been misused.
I was trying to find something about it. Of course, basically, I'm just gonna say the sister, say the sister might have been doing a few other things other than what she's supposed to been doing with the money, which I was kind of thinking. Let me see, can I find out? GoFundMe money funds for. Let me see, because like I said, where's the money we're going? What's the young man name? Cavassier? I can't think of his name.
I by no means do I think that she probably did not misappropriate the funds that were given for one thing, but I know that if she's caught with that, she has to pay it all back. There's a fraud charge associated with that. If they find it now at this particular moment in time, it probably was just somebody speaking there because I haven't heard anything official about that. So like, was that official, or is that just somebody just thinking that?
Uh, Someone supposed to been giving me information in relation to it, Mike. I'm still looking right now. But she did give an update um, today or yesterday. Patricia Sunshine Williams sent me an update on what the sister posted in relations to um, what was going on with the brother lately. Trying to see, can I get to that to give everybody an update on that. It's kind of like. Mm, Cassie Vaughn. Okay, here's the post 4 days ago. Hello, everyone. I don't know if you all are aware of the statewide shutdown going on in the Alabama prison system. Well, let me tell you about it. Uh, Alabama Department of Correction is a corrupt system. They are no longer granting parole to anyone, no matter what you have accomplished in prison, no matter how many programs they completed, and no matter how long you've been in prison. Um, DOC is denying incarcerated individuals who are eligible for release back into society a chance. Okay, that's all her personal opinion, but nothing.
It ain't funny. It's not funny, y'all. But it's just the way you say it.
Look, I'm just trying to say it like this. I'm gonna just say, okay, give me some update on your brother. Give me some update
Mm.
on your brother in relation to that. Then she started talking about What if it was your family members? Just different stuff like that.
Has she haven't got a chance to see her brother yet?
Yeah, she ain't been there. She ain't been there. She ain't been. I'm trying to see if I can find. Let me just see. Can I find her page? See if there's anything new. Yeah, she ain't been there. She ain't been there. She ain't been. I'm trying
Cause
to see
see
if I
now,
can find.
the thing about that is
See if there's anything new. Yeah, she ain't been there.
her brother was in a very bad state, and you had this many folks that were trying to help him out by sending you money. If you are going to fraudulently use that money for your own purpose and not help your brother.
That's me. I'm sorry. That's me. Trying to.
Especially there were a lot of prisoners that actually wanted to bring that attention to the outside world so that people could see what's going on with that. And now you have some people. I just want to know what their definition of misuse was, though. If we don't have an official word of it, like what misuse, some people can mean she wasn't supposed to buy her brother no socks. I mean, I just want to know how did she misuse it? Not saying that she couldn't or wouldn't or didn't, but I don't want to say that she did either. If in some people's eyes, we know for some people, they feel like you're not supposed to advocate for prisoners at all. Mm-hmm. So if she misused it to some people, misusing it could be using gas and buying lunch from going to check on her brother. I mean, so I just want to know, like, on what scale was the misuse?
I'm looking it up right now.
And the fact that it's so hard for you to find it there kind of says to me that that's somebody's opinion. They throwing it out there, and it's taking some legs and trying to run it. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Is it an opinion or is it a true scam? Like, is it a true scam or is it just because you know how we do? You know how we talk about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So is it a true scam or is it just, oh, they saw her get this and they saw her buy that? Let me tell you something. Anytime you ask for some money, you almost can't get nothing new or anything like that. And sometimes if it's a true scam, then yeah, they used to get whatever is new. But sometimes it's not really a true scam. If she still has that money and can account for it, other than things like, I would think even if the lawyers were doing it for free, anything she used the money for should have been spent on her brother or even saved for him, because we don't know what type of treatment that he's gonna get. So we've seen what he maybe got. So hope maybe, I don't know what's his sentence. Is he got like a 20-year sentence? Yeah, it's 20 years for burglary. So I'm wondering, like, a person could save the money, but if they knew they were going to get out anytime soon, or if they felt like, well, if they have to go to the doctor again, we have money for that. I just don't. I really want to know what she did. I want it before I say, because this something can be misused. I mean, I go to work, I get 2 ink pens, I really only need one. But take the whole box, then I'm just straight up. I mean, either way you stealing, but you know what I'm saying? Like, is it truly a scam? Is she scamming? If she is, she gonna have to pay that back, or is it just someone, like Mike says, their opinion?
Okay, so according to GoFundMe, uh, September 28, 2022, $49,847,000. I mean, $49,847 was raised of $12,000 goal. And still asking for donations. I think it should have been shut down after that. Like I said, the money is going to Casey Vaughn.
Now we did say that once you got lawyers involved, maybe they should take over, handling of that GoFundMe money. That way you wouldn't have anything, you wouldn't have nothing else to throw at her like that. Cause you had to kind of see somebody gonna say, I believe she taking that money, doing what she want to do with it. You know. And Veronica, when it comes down to getting 2 ink pens, You just about need three because you always gonna lose that first event or somebody gonna steal it. Especially if it's right good. That's what I'm saying. You can justify getting, you know what I'm saying? You can justify getting the amount you can count in your hand, but you can't justify getting the box. Oh, no. So that's what I'm saying. Right, it's a matter of opinion. Technically, they're both faking or being, just greedy or whatever, but there's one level and there's another level. Somebody may feel like her buying socks is too much. He's in the prison. Prison got socks. How do you know that? Are you in the prison? You know what I'm saying? And so anything can be misused. And you know how people like to talk. Like you said, oh, she's doing this with this money. Some supposed to sit there and put stuff on you and don't even know what you need. And we see it every day. Oh, they got that new car. No, that house. Ooh, no, they probably missed the house note. Then that gets out of the room and you missing your house notes. And with the lawyers who they have involved, I would have thought they would have advised her on that since it's in her name, but she was saying that she's raising it for her brother. Because what did you do with the money? Is she supposed to just, well, the lawyer's free? Like Darryl said, at some point you stop it, but what do you do with what's raised? You give that back? You give everybody their money back? Which is supposed to be a thing where they, if you don't use it for that, you're supposed to be able to give everybody their money. I know if it's a scam, they're supposed to be able to get their money back if you haven't used it. Because if you use it, then that's you got a whole nother situation right there.
Well, y'all, we not gonna wear out our welcome tonight. Want to say hello to Jackie Williams. How you doing? Thank you for chiming in. Yeah, I think we didn't get too heavy in the stuff, so they let us go on with it. I want to say real quick, on because I know it's October, because we got breast awareness, breast cancer awareness month going on. Started with the domestic violence rally on Saturday. Greater Faith is also having a trunk or treat, and I think they're gonna have a couple more of those going on. I think Weeping Mary is having one. I think Cornerstone is having one on the 30th, also the 31st, maybe. Ttown is having one on Halloween. So there's a few places for you. I think Gateway will have another one this year. I don't know what the date is. Yeah, so it's a lot of places where you can take your young people to go and there's safe environments for them to go and dress up and have a good time. Most of them are like fall festival type situations. And if you want to donate to any one of those causes, I'm sure that they all be willing to accept your donations. In the aspect of candies or anything like that might be used for the kids. So keep that in mind um, as we going through this month. Well, okay, y'all. Let's try it again on Thursday. Let's try it again on Thursday, and hopefully we can get through. We'll get more information about breast cancer, um, and share. And maybe we'll have a few call-ins relating to that information that we passed on. And Veronica will be on top of it with us on that. I'll get a few flyers and send them to you with general information. Okay. And maybe a little bit more information about DCH, but that's pretty much what they had in the article that I read earlier, how they do it. But I'll see if I can get more detailed information about it, and send you maybe a couple of images of what to look for, how to check, and stuff like that. That you could like put on the screen. Okay. Well, I appreciate it, and we thank everybody for joining in with us tonight. Don't forget to go. What's the last day to go register to vote? October the 24th. Is that correct? I think. Yeah, I think it's the 24th. Okay, so we need to make. Oh, y'all, I forgot. Have y'all heard any more information about the incident that happened on 20th Street? Who was do you know who the other person was besides the young man's father who was shot? I think it was did both of them pass away? Yeah, it's from my understanding it's two. They upgrade from attempted murder to murder, and from my understanding it was the father's best friend or something of that nature. No details of what happened.
Mm-mm-mm. That is sad.
Crime.
It definitely wasn't a lot of details. It's just sad. I was just wondering. I wasn't sure. I knew that it was one that passed away, and I wasn't sure about the other one. I thought y'all might know, but that's sad.
Yeah. Well, that's it for tonight, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and end the show on a good thing. So far, we had a good show. Look like everything is on time for its delay and everything. So we're gonna try it again on Thursday. We'll try it again on Thursday. If y'all would please chime in with us, and we'll have more information to pass on. So y'all have a great
Okay.
evening, and we'll see y'all on Thursday.
All right,
All
y'all
right.
have a
Be
good night.
safe and good night, y'all.
All right. Thank y'all.